Hey everyone, and I want to thank you for, so I'm trying to knock that out. Okay, so thanks for being here. Today is Tuesday, can't forget, and February 18th, no, 19th. I'm so sorry, because yesterday was the 18th on President's Day. All right, so today is Tuesday, February 19th, and so we were doing problems 1 through 6, and then the rest are, so it's 7 through 13 odd. And then I will cover all of them if you had done all of those. I'll put those on, I'll see where we're at on time-wise. All right, we did number 1 together in class, and so we were saying that if our volume is 840, we had 840 equals, we did 7 times 12 times whatever h is. And we said that 7 times 12 is 84. And so 84 times what will give us 840? And you said that it was 10. So h equals 10 inches. So this is what this will be on this side. All right. So if I wanted to finish up the equation, 84 times 10 equals 840. If you're also wanting to do it in division, you would simply put 840 as your dividend. 84 is your divisor. 84 does not go into 8, but it goes into 84 once. That's 84, 0, bring down the 0. 84 goes into 0 0 times, and that's 0 and 0. And that's the way we'll do that there. And I should have gotten some extra paper, so I'll figure out a way. All right, number 2. Some of you may have been watching when we did this in class, and it's helping out some other students. So we're looking at, again, my volume is 240. I have my length and my width, and I did tell you to make sure that you label it. And over here is my length and my width, and then my height is here because that's the missing or the unknown measurement. So I have 240 equals 8 times 5 times something, because this is what we're looking for. So I'm looking for h. So I have 240 equals 40 times h. And then we said 40 times what? What would that 40 times what will give me 240? Well, I'm going to cross out my zeros. 4 goes into 24 6 times. So h equals 6. The way I did that is if I multiplied 40 times 6, that's going to give me 240. And again, it's the dividing, so we're moving over. We showed this in class several ways, so I want to make sure that you completely understand. And what I will do is let me move this out this way. So I have this problem, 240 equals, and this was volume equals length times width times height. So this is the way it is when we're balancing the equations. And we went through algebra a few weeks back, about a month and a half ago. And so my length is 8 times my width is 5. Put that in parentheses, times my h, because that's what I'm looking for. So I have 40 times h. Well, I need it to get my 40 on this side because I need it to see how many groups of 40 can go into 240. So we were talking about that. How do we get that done? So in order to move this over, my operation is multiplication. And so this is at the 5th grade level. I need to divide 40 divided by 40 to give me 1. So that crosses that out. And I also will need to do it on this side. So 240 divided by 40 equals, and this is what I have left. So it'd be 1 times h. Well, I already know it's just going to be h. Anything multiplied by 1 is that letter or number. So now I have h equals 240 divided by 4, or 40. So now I'm going to do long division, just so that you can see it. 40 cannot go into 2. 40 cannot go into 24. So now I needed to find groups. There we go. So in class, I said that if you needed to start off with the 2's, 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 4 is 8. Still too small. I can go larger. 40 times 3. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 4 is 12. Well, I can still go larger. Now, I can see that if I doubled it, it's 240. So that means it would be, instead of 3, it'd be 6. But for those of you that are still struggling on division, I want to continue following this pattern. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 4 is 16. I still have room to grow. 40 times 5. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 4 is 200. I still have room to grow. 40 times 6. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 4 is 24. And there's my magic number. Ding, 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 ding. Hooray! Got it. Okay. So I have 6 as my quotient. And now I multiply that out because I got to divide, multiply. 6 times 40 is 240. And I had already worked that out over here. Then I have to, let me write it here. I divided, I multiplied. Now I need to subtract out 0, 0, 0. And there's nothing to bring down, so I don't have to worry about that. And I don't have to repeat it because I'm at the end. And so my answer, H equals 6. And so that is my answer. All right. Anytime you need to pause it or step back, you may do so. And so I had H equals 6. Let's look at number 3. Number 3, I have V equals 90. So I'm looking at my length and my width. So I'm going to come up here, and I have V equals length times width times height. I'm going to plug in my numbers. This is my length, my width, my height. I said that it was 90 cubic feet. So this means it's 90 equals length is 5 times 3 times whatever H is. So 90 equals 15 times H. So then I needed to move my 15 over to this side. So I have to do the opposite of multiplication. And that means I'm going to divide out. So 15 divided by 15 equals 1. And now I can move it over to this side. 90 divided by 15 will equal H. So now I have to solve. So again, I'm going to do my long division just so that you can see it. 15 cannot go into 9 0 times. So I have to figure out how many groups of 15 can go into 90. Well, 15 times 2 equals 30. 15 times 3. 3 times 5 is 15. Carry my 1. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. So that's 45. 15 times 4. 4 times 5 is 20. Carry my 2. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 2 is 6. I'm almost there. I still have some more growing room. 15 times 5. Oops, let me move that up. 5 times 5 is 25. Regroup my 2. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 2 is 75. I can still add another group of 15 to it. So let me do 15 times 6. 5 times 6 is 30. Regroup my 3. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 3 is 9. And so I know that there's 6 groups of 15 that can go into 90. So now I'm going to multiply. I already figured that out. It's 90. Next I subtract 0. There is nothing to bring down and nothing to repeat. So the height of my unknown measurement here is going to be 6 feet. All right? Next one. Again, anytime that you need to stop it, do so. All right, let's go to number 4. Number 4, I have 180. So volume equals length times width times height. Remember I said you had to show your evidence. You can probably now start to see it in your head. However, you're still in training, so I want to make sure that you understand exactly what's going on. 180 is my volume. I'm going to put my V right here. The length and the width, and I'm looking for the unknown measurement, which is the height. So here I'm going to have 4 times 9 times my height. So this is going to be 36 times my height equals 180. I need it to move. I'm so sorry. Okay, y'all see that? So I've already gathered all my data from my rectangular prism, and I'm bringing it here. So the 4 times 9 is going to be my base area, but I'm looking for the height. So my base area is 36. Got to find the height. I'm multiplying here, so to move it from this, the 36 on this side to over here, I need to simply divide, cross that out. 36 divided by 36 equals 1. 180 divided by 36 equals H. And it would have been H times 1. And again, any number or letter multiplied by 1 is that number or letter. So I don't have to put that there. I could if I wanted to, but it doesn't make any difference. So I don't have to. So now let's go ahead and divide this out. $36 cannot go into 1. It cannot go into 18. So let's go ahead and do our groups. 2 times 6 is 12. Carry. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 72. I still can go. Plenty of room. 36 times 3. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1 is 108. Still have room to grow. 36 times 4. 4 times 6 is 24. Carry my 2. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14. I still have room. 36 times 5. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 3 is 18. 15, 16, 17, 18. And there we go. It's going to take 5 groups of 36. It gets me exactly 180. And so the height here is 5. Let's go to number 5. Okay, so my volume equals length times width times height. My volume is 500. My length and my width is 10 times 5. And then times whatever H is. Well, 10 times 5 is 50, times H. I need to move my 50 over to this side, so I'm going to have 500. I need to divide this by 50 to cross out. Now it's going to be 50 divided by 500 divided by 50. Thank you. Oh, got lost in my train of thought. Okay, now, if you can't figure it out, I'm simply going to do long division. 50 cannot go into 5, but 50 can go into 50 one time. I'm going to multiply that out. So I divide, multiply. Next, I'm going to subtract.